to Midday now. Pack your bags. It's Travel Tuesday once again, and this week we're jetting off to Spain. And first up, we're taking a look at what to do in Bilbao, Michelle.
Bilbao, well, first of all, Bilbao is in northern Spain. And most people who travel to Spain will know the Costa del Sol, or they'll know the Costa Dorada region or Mallorca. But sometimes the north of Spain is a little bit forgotten about. And there is a lot to offer in the Bilbao region. It's part of Basque country. And Basque country was very much in the news a couple of decades ago, but it's now a very, very peaceful region. It stretches slightly into France. It's about 2,000 square kilometres. So there are a lot of interesting places to visit, like San Sebastian and Santander. But the main one is Bilbao, and that's the city that's in a complete renaissance at the moment. And I popped over there to see kind of what there is to do for couples or families or, you know, different people who'd want a different type of holiday, even singles. So, and I'll get onto that later because we want to talk about other things to do in northern Spain. But in Bilbao itself, it is best known probably for its Guggenheim Museum, which was finished in 1997, and that is one of the famous franchised art galleries that can be found in Venice and New York, of course. Would be the best known. It's a stunning building, and that is built just on the river. If you can think, Bilbao was a very industrial city and it was very ugly, and this is a city that got it right. They completely demolished all the seafront buildings, got rid of all the industrial warehouses and made a beautiful promenade, put in great infrastructure, metro that runs out to the sea, really, really rejuvenated now at the moment it is, for business and for holidays, and great for a weekend. Yeah. So we have direct flights from Dublin with Aer Lingus at the moment, and they run all summer until October, and they... I think it's a great time to go and
there's other little art installations all over the city as well, and there's like statues and
that's right. Yeah. It's really Spain is great. Their architecture and the puppy. This is actually very close to the Guggenheim Museum. It's just outside, and this puppy is made of completely flowers. It's a floral decoration, and the flowers are changed in autumn and again in spring, and then it's kind of a meeting point where people go to. That's directly opposite the hotel we stayed at. We stayed in the Grand Hotel Domine, but there are lots of good variety of hotels. The Il Union, who cater for disabled people, they have a hotel in Bilbao. There's a couple of chains, but they're nice kind of small hotels because it is kind of a boutique destination. So for families, I brought the kids in tow, and we wanted, actually, if you're going as a couple, primarily first, the main thing in the north of Spain is the food, and it's the gastronomic centre of Spain. It's well known for it. The tapas is exceptional, and they don't call them tapas, they call them pinchos. Pinchos, and they're a little bit more bready than the tapas you'd find around the rest of Spain, but the pinchos are absolutely delicious, and they eat them with chocolita, it's called, which is their little small dashes of white wine, and they're so cheap. You can get them for like €1 at pinchos. Crab, little shrimps. Really, really beautiful, tasty.
So it's not that expensive a destination if you're to go swing away as a couple.
It's not. You know, so many of the bars like $110, $150 for a glass of wine. Like really good
taste there.
It's lovely for a weekend. But if you are bringing the kids, like I brought the kids and we went kayaking. We did a bike tour of the city, which is a great way to get around and see everything. It's a lovely small condensed city, and it's because it's been remodelled. The bike lanes are everywhere. They're very safe, and it's a great way to get the kids to sightsee.
Is it on the coast? Is there a beach?
No, there is actually. Getxo Beach is the closest one. That's about 20 minutes on the metro system, and it's a beautiful long stretch of beach. But there are more private kind of. What's the word? Secluded beaches all along the coast there, and the metro system is really good. It brings you all along the way. Now, while I was there, I met lots of different types of people, you know, so it's not really just limited to families. The city itself is good for a couple of days if you are bringing the family off. You'll get to see everything in a couple of days, but stretch out a little bit. Call up and see San Sebastian. San Sebastian's one of the most beautiful cities, beautiful old city, and it's very close by. It's about an hour on a bus. You can travel down to all sorts of places close by. You can even go to Biarritz. Biarritz is about an hour and 50 minutes away, and you can fly with Ryanair into Biarritz. So you've got the two options, really. You can get to that area with Ryanair and Aer Lingus direct from Dublin.
But I suppose when I think of Bilbao, I automatically, because my sister just did the Camino, my nephew did the Camino, everyone I know is doing the Camino at the moment, but it passed passes through Bilbao. That's why I suppose it's so popular with Irish.
It is indeed. And of course,
tourists.
the Camino is a pilgrimage. It's over 1,000 years old, and it's very popular at the moment. A lot of people are doing it for it's kind of a bucket
walk,
list.
isn't it?
It's a bucket list activity. Well, it's, the actual Camino itself is over 800 kilometres.
Oh, wow.
But there are also lots of different Caminos. There's the Camino from Portugal, the Camino from France. The most popular one is the final stage of the Camino, and that runs from Sarria to Santiago de Compostela. And people tend to do that segment first, so they've achieved the whole the kind of sense of I've arrived at the cathedral, which is the way of St. James and where St. James's body is incarcerated. So that's where people feel, this is the final destination. And then we met some people actually while we were in Bilbao who had been on their third section of the trip. So they it's 112 kilometres, over 100 kilometres. You have to do per section, and then there's about 800 in total.
My sister did the whole 800. Well, over a number of years, but she finished
this
time. And the picture was sent, of course, from the cathedral.
Exactly, and people do it over a number of years. So you could kind of do San Sebastian as your stopover at the end of your Camino segment one time. You could do Santiago as your stop, your treat at the end, or you could do Bilbao as another place, or Santander as another of your stop-offs at the end of the treat. Yeah. So there are a couple of tour operators here in Ireland. The Camino Ways do packages. The 6-night self-guided tour, not including the flights, is $560, and that will give you your passport to stop off in all B&Bs and hotels along the way, and they'll transfer your luggage for you so that you're not carrying it with you as you're walking from destination to destination. And just so
they transport the luggage. The amount of people you see with backpacks and walking sticks, and they look absolutely exhausted. But there are ways of actually getting someone to shove the luggage along.
And that's what companies like this are about. Map Travel are another company that run packages, and they have a price $775 April to October for an 8-day excursion. Your B&Bs and your flights included in this one, and likewise you'll get your passport, and they'll guide you where to stop off along the way. Because if you pre-book, you know you'll have somewhere to lay your head for the night. If you're relying on stopping off in the hostels, the way a lot of backpackers do it, you can have a very long trek and have nowhere kind of to stay at the end of the night, which will lead probably to other sorts of adventures and maybe falling in love and all sorts of other things.
Only you could possibly go up something like that. You're romantic.
People have fallen in love.
Nervous breakdown. Well, you just have a little snooze in a ditch there. That's what you find.
But it does seem to be something that is very, very growing in popularity in Ireland, and a lot of people are doing it now. So the Caminos, there's two tour operators that are worth definitely looking up. And you'll find all this on my website, thenoveltraveller.com. I've got the name of the websites for that, and a list of all the places and sites that we went to see in Bilbao and the Basque region.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Michelle. I'd say we'll all be off on our pilgrimage.